Hey, I'm Tyler.
And I'm Katie.
You're listening to Not-Stalgia, the podcast that it went away for a little while, and then it came back, and it said it was the same, but it didn't quite feel the same. I guess that's not true. We've never gone away.
Never. Not even for a week.
I'm very proud of the fact we have not missed a week.
It's really a lot.
Ever.
I have a punishing schedule.
I've started giving myself a little, no one needs to hear this, but a little slack. I used to always post it on Wednesdays, usually at night. Lately, I'm not too upset with myself if it goes up on Thursday, but
It's a busy time of year.
never missed a week. Kate, have you ever seen the show Doug?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Disney's Doug?
I don't know. Are there still going to be mouth noises where it's like bling ding ding boom boom boom
Yeah.
bling da wow boo da boo dee doo
Yeah.
bloom 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 doom 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 bloom bloom.
There'll be ones like that too.
Wow.
So, Kate, as we well know, Doug was one of the legendary first three Nicktoons, Ren and Stimpy, Rugrats, and Doug. All three shows premiered on Nickelodeon on August 11th, 1991. They changed the course of television animation forever. The creator of Doug, Jim Jenkins, great name. He sounds like a Doug
looks
character.
like Doug.
He does kind of look like Doug.
I'm gonna
Look him
Google
up.
it.
So his deal was to produce, like his contract was that he was going to produce 52 episodes of Doug. Then Nickelodeon had the option to renew for more, but they chose not to. But the deal that
That's just Doug.
You see him?
Yeah, that's autobiographical.
Yeah, absolutely. They did not renew for more episodes, so Nickelodeon got their 52 Doug episodes, but the wording of the contract was such that Nickelodeon had 2 years to make their decision whether or not to renew. So he was just kind of sitting there like, okay, maybe within 2 years they'll say yes. And they never did. So he was kind of stuck waiting for 2 years. And then once those 2 years were up and it was clear Nickelodeon was not going to order more episodes, Jenkins was allowed to take Doug. He owned Doug, which I think is amazing. This is a very...
That's very Ryan Coogler.
It's very pro artist, like the creators. That was Nickelodeon's kind of thing there. Anyway, so because Doug was so popular, not quite popular enough for Nickelodeon to want to renew it, but because it was popular, there was interest from other networks. Because these other channels, some of these places like Disney, who were so much more established than Nickelodeon, I think were kind of like blown away by what Nickelodeon did. It came in as an upstart and kind of like was the definite, like the most popular children's TV channel. So anyway, these other places are like eager to repeat some of Nickelodeon's success. So in 1996, Disney bought the channel ABC, the TV network, and then bought the rights to Doug. They even bought Jenkins's entire production company, Jumbo Pictures. So Nickelodeon's version of Doug, which we did a podcast episode on many years ago, ran from 1991 to 1994 for 4 seasons and 52 episodes. And now this new Disney/ABC version is going to run from September 7th, 1996 to June 26th, 1999 for an additional 65 episodes, bringing the grand total of Doug episodes, Nick and Disney combined, to 117.
Okay.
Sometimes this version is called Disney's Doug. Sometimes it was called Brand Spanking New Doug, and there's an exclamation point after new.
Why would you spank something that's new? I'm just saying.
It's like a doctor trying to get a baby to breathe.
I don't know.
Is that real?
I don't think that's
like a
real.
cartoon?
I think any doctor that does that, we should look into.
But regardless of the names, it's still just Doug. It's just more Doug.
Okay.
The Disney version has some changes. Most notably, the episodes are now a full 30-minute story instead of 2 shorter stories.
Okay.
Uh-oh, you don't look pleased.
I don't like to devote 30 minutes to anything.
And Billy West, the voice of Doug, has been replaced by an actor named Tom McHugh.
I thought it was going to be Westy Bill.
This new version was popular. It aired as part of ABC's Saturday morning cartoons, and it instantly became the most watched part of their entire several hours of Saturday morning.
Do you think it's because kids love mouth sounds? You were a mouth sound kid.
I used to do that a lot. Yeah,
Horrible.
There's a lot.
Horrible.
Anyway.
Where's the low sensory experience? I want to go there.
So Disney made a good decision buying Doug. They catapulted their Saturday morning thing to the most watched Saturday morning thing on ABC. They got a little bit of that Nickelodeon magic like they were hoping to. So near the end of this new run, Disney also made a theatrical Doug movie called Doug's First Movie in March 1999. One day we'll probably watch it and do an episode on it.
Was there a second movie?
No, there's never a second movie. So the title
You don't have to name it. You don't have to name it that. It's the World War I. of Doug movies.
So we're going to watch just one episode because they are full 30-minute stories. Season 5, episode 20, Doug's Minor Catastrophe. And just my little anecdote personally here is, even as a child, I didn't like this version as much as the Nickelodeon. And I don't know if I was able to express it. Maybe it was just that I was a couple years older. You know, like I was 4 when the Nick version ended, so I was really tuned in. I was watching way too much TV for a 4-year-old, but I really loved it. Now I'm like 6 or 7 when Disney's Doug starts. Maybe I just kind of grew out of it. I knew the voice was different, but like, you know, you don't understand the actors, but like he sounds different.
Kind of like an uncanny valley thing where you're like, I don't know why this is disturbing, but I am disturbed by it. Bring me Billy West.
I want to say it also, like, the animation looked a little different and maybe like a little more corporate versus the very rough, like, I don't think as a child I would have said that, but like there's something
different. What an anti-establishment child you were.
What is this corporate sellout, Doug?
Oh, I won't do that.
But we'll interrogate this today and we'll see. Do you remember what you thought about the Nickelodeon
I think
Doug?
I liked it.
I did not go back.
It was very simple.
And listen.
It's just like young people doing young people stuff, which appeals to me. Mouth sounds, I could go either way. I don't know. Let's do it.
I think we watched the one where Doug and Patty Mayonnaise hung out and they weren't sure if it was a date or not. It's a classic.
Relatable.
I think they got married and started a podcast for many years and never missed a week, and they were like, is this romantic?
Are we dating?
How was Bluff go?
It was great. There were movies and great food and rides and yaks and all sorts of stuff.
What about knickknacks? Are they safe?
Well, the company representative said, well, he was a nice guy, so I'm sure I got taken, didn't I?
Happens to the best of us. Nice hat, though.
Doug.
You're Doug girly.
I'm worried that I have Doug's outfit.
You haven't been in your vest era in a while.
That's true.
This theme song, though, already not as good as the original. I don't mean to just be negative, but why change it? I mean, I'm sure there are like legal reasons maybe, but I could be wrong, but I think the first new episode kind of tried to explain that like a year has passed or the summer has passed, so Doug maybe is going through puberty, and they try to kind of explain his voice change, which is clever.
Okay, interesting.
You know, I think I remember that from back then. What else do you need to know? Roger Klotz is now rich instead of poor.
What?
His family won the lottery.
I kind of like how mischievous Pork Chop is. Look at him. All right, so yeah, Roger Klotz is now rich.
Because it's very realistic. The worst person you know would win the lottery.
Yeah, maybe. All right, so central plot point is that Roger Klotz has a fake ID to buy these things called knickknacks, which I guess are like caffeine pills.
Is that right? It's nicotine.
It's like a mint, yeah.
Yeah, we saw a commercial for it, and it was like, minors cannot... No, he's selling them to children. It was like, these are not approved to be used by minors. Like, yeah.
Here's Roger dealing drugs outside the school.
Right, basically, it's what they're going for. It's kind of a bizarre storyline.
I just can't believe that Jim Jenkins predicted the broccoli haircut situation with Roger Klotz. So I guess Doug writes for like the middle school paper.
And they have a very serious like
kid editor. Definitely in 8th grade.
I know they're purposely being obscure, but is it a stimulant? Is it a depressant? What is a knickknack?
Unclear. Ooh, they use the word sexy.
It's
I don't
so
like
weird.
that. They have like a Joe Camel-esque mascot.
Yeah, and the one of the unethical marketing guys was like, our new mascot, this yak, is sexy.
You're like, oh no.
Very strange choice. That would have made me extremely uncomfortable if I saw this one as a child.
You would have barfed a little.
I'd be like, why they say that?
Just crawl behind the couch and barf a little bit, like a dog.
That kind of stuff was very triggering to me for some reason. Oh my God, Mr. Dink cannot quit his marketing job. He needs to afford his Dink lifestyle.
Well, all right, so Doug has been given some knickknacks.
First taste is free.
Yeah, this is really optimistic. They're like, one person can expose the truth.
Just one brave journalist.
Just one brave journalist. Doug's going to get killed in 2025.
They won't kill him. They'll just send him to Guantanamo Bay.
Now they're doing like a Nightline parody called Dougline. Who's calling this child on the phone? A landline.
This is an anonymous source.
They've got like a deep throat situation.
Yeah. So this episode seems to be a very strange mix of an overly moralizing anti-drug parable, but also All the President's Men for some reason, which is pretty funny.
These creepy little twins. So Doug just threw the knickknacks on the ground and ran away when he read the ingredients.
Oh, it's exactly what my mom told me to do.
That's what your mom told
if
you
I
to do.
encounter drugs.
Just run away.
She famously said, if someone calls you chicken because you won't smoke, you call them a chicken.
Nice.
And then run away. Maybe she didn't say run, but that's what I took it to mean.
I like the dinks.
You don't like the dinks, Kate.
I am the dinks.
You are.
Doug Funny's going to get killed by Bluffco Industries for sniffing around this nicoglutinous monopextrate scandal. He's going to get silkwooded. Boeinged. Yeah. You ever seen Silkwood?
No.
It's happening.
Okay, it's a relaxant. A lot of big ideas in this episode.
Really a lot. There's like subliminal advertising messages in the newsreel footage of like, everyone loves nicoglutinous monopextrate, and then it'll flash up like, kids love knickknacks, which is hilarious. Great. But a lot going on for kids. Doug was bought.
He's bought by Bluffco. Bought his silence.
He was taken in by knickknacks.
It is funny how often they say the full name, nicoglutinous monopextrate.
Doug's been invited to an 8th grade party by the girl who kind of looks like me as a child. And he was like, I don't know, I'll see. I got to read through all these chemical abstracts. But then he just spent the entire afternoon dancing in his little clothes and singing that he was going to an 8th grade party.
Just catch Roger in the background complaining about being in a higher tax bracket. Oh no, even Patty Mayonnaise is addicted to knickknacks.
Damn.
She's abusing recreational
dream girl.
knickknacks. This is good. What a moral dilemma for Doug. It's like it's also
like
chewing tobacco. Yeah, they have to spit it out.
Doug should just do at least one knickknack.
I mean, if you're investigating them, actually,
yeah,
I think you're right. He should. It was a few years in the future. He'd be like, he'd be writing a BuzzFeed article, you know. I eat knickknacks every day for 10 weeks. Here's what happened. Just the Dink side story is like, kind of funny. Mr. Dink took a principled stand and quit because he didn't want to advertise knickknacks to children, and now he's having like a crisis about what he should do. Should he write his novel? Absolutely, like, totally disconnected from the Doug storyline.
Here's what I liked about it. I feel like as an adult, there were definitely some references in there, right? Like your All the President's Men references. That was fun. Like digs at advertising. That was fun. Yeah, I didn't hate it. I had a good time, actually. What did you think?
I am pleasantly surprised. I really thought I was going to think this is way worse than the Nickelodeon version, like I kind of felt as a kid, and I'm kind of surprised to not feel that way. When it first started and it became clear it was going to be this like anti-drug thing, I was like, this is going to be like pandering and cheesy. But throughout it, doing the thing about, they were kind of going after advertising cigarettes to children. And like you said, All the President's Men stuff, Mr. Dink's like little crisis of faith at his job and like deciding whether or not it was worth it to sell out and like continue working there and do unethical thing. I actually thought it didn't talk down to kids the way that I kind of thought it was going to, based on it
wasn't
being like
preachy.
Yeah, like a very special episode almost at the beginning. So yeah, I was kind of impressed with it.
Yeah, I wasn't
way.
upset.
Yeah, once he's meeting with his like secret source, in a dark garage, I was like, all right, this is pretty funny. So actually, I think after all these decades, I'm going to squash the beef that I've had with Disney's Doug.
Incredible. Disney, did you hear that?
Do you remember Nickelodeon's Doug enough for you to say which one was better in your opinion?
Tyler?
No, right?
I don't remember anything before COVID-19.
It was a long time ago. Yeah, Doug had to have been in our first like 50 episodes or so.
Yeah, probably.
And if I was a better podcaster, I would have gone back, pulled a clip, played it for you of how you felt then. But I will say there were not enough mouth noises, though.
Yeah, not enough mouth noises.
Right?
Would have been more mouth noises.
Rare, yeah.
It would have been like...
rare to hear.
I'm playing us off right now.
For a half-hour story, actually didn't feel like it dragged on too long. Even though I'll always prefer a 10 to 15 minute or less cartoon story.
Woo!
Look who's new on ABC.
Doug, Ducky.
Cool, man. He hasn't changed a bit. Well, almost. And he's asked all of his friends to join him.
Whatever you say, Doug.
Where else could you have this much fun?
It'll be great.
Brand spanking new Doug. It's the place you want to be. Premiering tomorrow on ABC Saturday morning.